Let's see. So for our presentation, what we did is we tried to come up with a project which we have dubbed Polkadrop. And so our application, by utilizing Google Maps and a couple of other Google APIs, the Open Weather API, Twilio, and a couple of other technologies, we try to determine the user's geolocation, and based from that, we will return the weather for the location, and then, of course, by using our beloved Pokemon, we would deliver the information, not making it just a practical application, but also cute as well. Do you want to demonstrate? Okay. Okay, so this is just like a quick glance at how it works. So you would sign in. So we're using Firebase here to do the authentication on the back end. Of course, I can't remember my own password. Okay, so. Yes. Yeah, I'm a security freak. Yeah, leave me alone. So, more options because I don't have the app on my phone, so sorry. Got to get my text. This is a feature. This is how it's supposed to work. Okay, and okay, yay, I'm logged in. Okay, so then we have our menu. So then our menu just presents a couple of different options here.
Hey, Alfonso, can you talk into the mic?
Oh yeah, sorry. And then so our menu here presents a couple of different options for the user to select from. Ideally, you'll have a portfolio. So the portfolio, your profile would have information that's taken from your user login. We would present that information on the back end. And then finally, most importantly, is just, hey, where are you actually located? What is the weather look for that day? So it doesn't want to render properly on my machine, but here's hey, here's the wind speed. Here's how things are looking in San Francisco for the day. Here's the temperature, and then kind of rounding it all out is, of course, getting the notification. So if I actually want to get a text notification, I just enter in my phone number, get my zip code, and then this is going to go and ping both the Open Weather API for that zip code, and then return a text message to my phone. And while it'll take maybe a second for it to actually get on here, I've already gone ahead and sent myself about 5 million different texts, which you can't see on here, of different Pokemon, which correspond to the different type of weather for that location. Oh, you want to talk about your myth? Okay, yeah, so.
What? Wait, what? So, wait, do you have the version that actually has her background? Do you? We deployed it. Where's the deployed version?
Hold up, technical difficulties.
No, he's running on a local host.
How much is your Twilio?
It was just like.
Since it's only going to my phone right now, free. Yeah.
But where?
It costs like
Where's
several
the
cents per text message.
Firebase?
Yeah.
Firebase console?
So what's going on?
Okay.
So I think our app broke last minute, like just now. And then Accio wants to find it again.
But it's broken?
It's broken, so, okay.
The mode is.
Okay, are you guys switching over?
Do you have the same thing?
I don't have a USB-C.
Okay.
What is it? You're looking just at Firebase?
Yeah, just whatever. It's okay.
Okay, so you're gonna have to talk it through with the broken one. Or
Okay.
it's a little bit less.
Okay, what is the URL?
So, wait, I'm talking to motivation. So, okay. I I know how to read this.
There is yeah, so
Initially, so
I just brought up the other version.
Okay, do you have the other version on yours?
no, I'm just
Okay, plug back in? Okay. Yeah. It's gonna come up, don't worry. It takes some time occasionally. All right, and we're gonna splice that part out of the video and we bring you back to presentation.
so the initial.
Mike.
So initially, our main goal was to create the weather notification app. Where is the ink? And this application would send a user notification via SNM message, which he managed to do it, and an upcoming event calendar. That means we needed the calendar API. Couldn't get to it. We had so if we had a wedding to go over the weekend and it was going to be pouring rain, they'll dress nice enough for the weather. We would have been able to tell what to wear, and that notification would come either from the web app itself or the text. Little too ambitious. There's way too many APIs. So what we decided to, what we end up with is this. Basically, it will ask your geolocation first, and when you log in, it will tell you. It will give you the home page. Wait, team effort. Where does that come from? Where is that? When we talk about what? Yes, for now we end up with it depends on the temperature, depends on the humidity, wind speed. We would get a different background, and then your Pokemon. She found all the Pokemons. Tell you it's going to be really cold. Why it's so cold? It's 60 degrees out.
Yeah, I think I just said that way.
We set it like a 65 degrees and up.
We have no body temperature.
It's cold. So it will tell you that's a welcome page, and then you can actually get, okay, well it's really cold, then what's the real temperature, and you can actually go to the page and tell you where you are, and then tell you the humidity and actual information of the weather, where you are, and that's how far we got. I just mumbled, like, hello.
Hi, my name's Jimmy. So basically, team efforts, we were very ambitious, like in the beginning. So basically, it was an application that was going to utilize multiple APIs, a lot of them. And we were actually going to integrate this part, but we couldn't. It was where a user logged in with their Google account, as you can see, and it would pull from their Google calendar. So if someone, say, had a wedding on Saturday, and then you would get a text notification saying, hey, it's going to be this weather on, this Saturday. It's going to rain, or prepare to have an umbrella, or something like that. We couldn't get to that part. We got the parts that we wanted. The geolocation, it loads pretty instantly. It keeps showing San Francisco because it's getting the geolocation based on the computer, so it's loading to San Francisco. The team efforts, we basically split everything up. We just listed down the line what we needed, or what we thought we needed, and we just split it up. So I took the weather API and the Google Maps API part. Fonz did the texting and the authentication portion. Katie was responsible for gathering and retrieving all the necessary data for the Pokemon. Akio did the front end and the user interface interface, and she basically like was the one that put all our code together, which was quite a task. And that is just about it.
Okay, so moving forward, I guess like version 2, phase 2 of this application is like for one to clean up everything, and there's a lot of like I guess features that we wanted to put in that we weren't really able to. So for one, we wanted to put in like a chat bot that was kind of like themed like a Pokemon is gonna become your, you know, your bot that you're gonna talk to, and you can find out like basic information like instead of filling out a form and, you know, physically entering like I want to search up the weather for like let's say London. You can like just talk to the chat bot and ask them like, oh, what's the weather in London, and they'll generate like the information through the chat versus like an actual form input. We also wanted to do like the notification from your phone and actually see it on the website versus just kind of splitting it and not have it interact. So moving forward, we also want to do like a better, I guess, interface. Like your profile, it actually tells you like, you know, who you are, what your location is, kind of like your past history, and you know, it kind of like levels you up. I guess the more you use the profile, the more you use the website, the more you can like earn your battle badges and level up throughout your experience and become, you know, the very best.
Yeah.
Anything else? Is there any questions or anything? Go ahead.
Yeah, well, I'm a little bit confused. So it looks really beautiful, but what are the other icons there? Because you've got like a microphone and a star.
That would have been.
So it would have been our ambitious goals of all these other things that we wanted to do. So for the time being, we only really have like your homepage, which is like the Pokemon and like that quote you have underneath, and then you know the umbrella or so is like the weather, and then like ideally, you know, the icon like these ones. Like these icons are kind of like our staging, like what it would look like before we did it. But because of like our time, you know, situation, we didn't really put too much features in there like we wanted to. You know, like as I mentioned, like in the corner though we have a chat bot, and then we would also like integrate like a profile page, you know, like a bigger interaction page, and then you know the Google Calendar events, like one of the pages like in the nav bar would kind of be like your Google Calendar or your Outlook calendar, and kind of integrate like, you know, you can see your events in the future.
Yeah. And can you just in like one sentence describe what the main, because you guys have a lot of stuff going on. What is like the main?
The main function is geolocation and the weather. That's the
So
main.
you put in your location.
You don't need to. It just gets it from
Okay,
your
it
location.
gets your location, and then it texts you the weather, but it
Yeah.
gives you the weather.
Yeah, it gives you the weather there. The text function, that was our ambitious part. Fonts kind of got it working.
Okay.
Yeah, but the main portion was the geolocation and then the weather at that location.
The ultimate goal was to set up a recurring job where you would have your calendar, we would ping the calendar on a daily basis, parse out the location that you have some event at, and then send you a text notification saying, hey, at this location today, the weather is forecasted to be this.
Oh, and this isn't broken, by the way. This is just like a profile page, and this is a picture, so it didn't just like duplicate it.
Okay.
So like, oh sorry, so like just to add on, like our end goal was to kind of, instead of like looking at the weather saying like, oh, it's 60 degrees, okay, what's 60 degrees mean, you know? It's gonna be like, okay, it's 60 degrees in San Francisco, so you should bring a jacket. Like, that was like the interactive, like, I guess main goal that we were having.
Okay.
Any questions? No? Okay.
All right, cool. Clap for them.